Okay, now we're going to talk about the space implication and building requirements. Alright, so the space specification for standby and emergency power system do not rate at the top of an architect design list. As a result, when these power systems are crammed into places that only meet a minimum set of safety standards and do not take service capacity into account, service personnel and will find themselves in a close quarters. Early in the design process, building service equipment must have an advocate. Planning for enough space in the design stage is much simpler and less cost than sacrificing on unit size and retrofitting equipment to work in cramped areas. So basically, on the design stage, the designers need to plan a space for the electricity can run through. Okay, so we go on the first point. This is the basic room requirements. Okay, this basic requirements can apply to all of the building. Okay, the minimum requirement set for the National Fire Protection Association in the National Electric Code is that a person must be able to complete service duties with enclosure doors open and for two people to pass one another. Similar access space must be available if maintenance needed to be done at the rear of the cabinet. The NEC, or we call it as National Electric Code, also requires 3 to 4 feet or in meter 1 to 1.3 meter of aisle space between live electrical components of 6 volts or 600 volts or less, depending on whether live components are on one or both sides of the aisle. These requirements applies even if the sections are covered by enclosures or screens for protection. Okay, so the second point for the space implication is the genset room or the genset space needs. Caterpillar recommends that the floor space between the engine and the parallel wall space should not be less than the width of the engine or another set of gens. Overhead, ample space should be allocated to allow convenient removal of cylinder heads, manifolds, exhaust piping, and another service equipment. Consider the specifying enough space for an overhead crane and chain hoist. The space before and after of the engine should allow the removal of the camshaft.